Hi, I'm Davis Hammett with Loud Light, and this is a quick recap of the 6th week of the Kansas legislative session. On Tuesday, it looked like a bill to restore due process to teachers would pass out of the Education Committee with enough votes when abruptly the chair, Clay Allran, adjourned the committee, preventing a vote from taking place. On Tuesday, the House passed Aaron's Law by a veto-proof majority. The law would require teachers to receive training to help them identify sexual abuse in their students. It would also ask the school boards to consider adding curriculum to get students to report sexual abuse. Over the week, details emerged of an investigation into Kansas by the Department of Justice. It involves former state senator and current Sedgwick County Commissioner, Republican Michael O'Donnell, Wichita businessman Brandon Stephen, and Wichita police officers, 2 of which were placed on administrative leave on Tuesday. The case appears to center around Stephen's past bid to build a casino in southeast Kansas. Unless something happens soon, guns will be allowed on public universities and in public hospitals and medical centers around Kansas starting in July. A compromise bill that would have just allowed KU Medical Center to prevent concealed weapons in their facilities and operation rooms was voted in committee 11-11, and the chair, Republican John Barker, refused to cast a vote to break the tie. On Wednesday, the 2018 Kansas governor race officially began as Wichita oil businessman, Republican donor, and self-proclaimed Tea Party conservative Wink Hartman announced his bid to be the Republican governor candidate. Earlier, Ed O'Malley announced an exploratory committee to be the Republican nominee. On Thursday, Democratic Representative Tom Burrows and Democratic Representative Jared Owsley rolled out the Kansas Labor and Working Families Caucus. There's a projected $500 million revenue shortfall for budget year 2018 that begins in July. A compromise to restore the revenue passed out of the House on Thursday and the Senate on Friday, and is headed to the governor's desk. The bill removes the tax exemption for over 300,000 businesses, and it marginally increases income tax rates to rates that are still lower than before the Brownback tax breaks. It also allows you to deduct medical expenses. The governor will either veto the bill or let it become law in 10 days without his signature. If he does decide to veto it, to push the bill through, it will take an additional 8 representatives and 5 senators to sign on to override the governor's veto. There's still a shortfall of $300 million for this year that ends in June. 2 bills passed out of the House with veto-proof margins. One of them will delay $85 million into the state pension fund called CAPERS. The other one will use $317 million out of the state's long-term investment fund. Nearly 600 bills were introduced this year in the Kansas legislature. Monday is the final day for them to make it out of the committee of the chamber of their origin to stay in play. And then on Thursday, it's turnaround day where they must have passed one of the chambers, either the House of Representatives or out of the Senate. All this means it's going to become easier to keep up with the Kansas legislature, I hope. If you enjoy these videos, if you like the work that Loud Light does, please consider donating to us. Until next time, thank you so much, Kansas.